I feel like everyone really needs to have a dream because I have had periods of time in my life when I don't really want anything and when I don't really have any specific idea of where is it that I want to go. And these periods have been rough. Like it's difficult to motivate yourself when there is nothing that gets you up in the morning. It's difficult to go and work when you don't really have anything that you're working for. And that's also where a lot of different problems start sneaking in. So, like substance abuse, just generally overeating, not really doing anything. Because if you don't really have anything that drives you forward, you don't really need to do anything. Like you can just chill, you have a job, you make a salary, you can go work, then you can come back home, you can eat, drink, do whatever the fuck is it that you want to do in the moment. And there's nothing that's really going to force you to improve. There's nothing that is really going to make you better. So yeah, like when I didn't really have any direction and when I didn't really have a specific goal, that was the most difficult time for me because it's just like you don't really want to do anything, you're not motivated. So yeah, I feel like everyone should have some kind of a dream, whether it be a location to a different country, or it's like something that you want to buy, or it's something that you want to experience. Like you do have to have something that you have to achieve. You have to have something that you need to earn. And when you have this, I feel like it is going to become significantly less difficult to do everything that you need to do, really. Because I remember a few months ago, it was very difficult for me to stay at home. I was constantly traveling around, drinking, doing nonsense. And it kind of sounds like a cool thing when you're traveling and doing stuff, but it's not really productive because at least the way that I was traveling in wasn't really all that productive because I would just go to places like Colombia, I would get drunk, I would do a lot of nonsense, and then I would come back home and I would start the same thing over again. So you don't really live life in a actual reasonable way when you're just like doing nonsense. But then when I finally decided what is it that I want to achieve during the next couple of years, and when I kind of crystallized this image of where is it that I want to go, all of a sudden it's very easy to stay at home. All of a sudden it's very easy to stick to the goals that I've set myself. All of a sudden, like, you are motivated to wake up every morning, not because you're motivated because this like image that you have in your head is driving you forward because you really want to achieve this thing that you've been thinking about for a very long period of time. So yeah, I feel like you have to dream. A lot of people say that dreaming is a bad thing and that you're just like keeping your head up in the clouds without like an actual fundamental basis, but I wouldn't really agree. I feel like dreaming is actually going to be the driving factor for a lot of people to get up in the morning and for a lot of people to move. And I think it's also when depression sneaks in. Depression quite often sneaks in when you don't really have anything to look forward because we as human beings, on a fundamental level, need to chase something. We always need to have something to look forward to, and we need to have a challenge. And when there is no challenge, when there is nothing that you're chasing, then well, it just becomes a very monotonous, very miserable life. And I feel like most people that are lost in life are actually the people that just don't really dream. And it's also, you don't really need to be shy with the things that you dream about because it's your dream. Like, you don't really need to tell anyone what is it that you're trying to achieve, or you can maybe tell somebody that's like super close to you, but you don't generally need to speak about your dreams. Your dreams are yours, and you can just dream of whatever it is that you want to achieve. Like, you don't have to be worried about dreaming too big. You don't have to be worried about dreaming too small. It's just like whatever it is that you want to achieve, that's something that you should aim for, and that's something that you should do, and something you should chase. So yeah, for me, my life improved significantly since I actually started coming up with things that I want to do, where I want to go, what I want to achieve. And since then, it's just like so much more easier to do everything that I need to do. Because also, like, life is not going to be very fun when you're trying to achieve something, because achieving something is going to require a lot of repetition, and you are going to have to be able to keep a steady job. And then on top of having a stable, steady job, you are going to have to work on whatever it is that you want to work on the side. So that is going to require a lot of dedication, and that is going to require a lot of focus. And I don't think anyone is able to achieve this level of focus of having something that they actually really want and having a very crystal clear vision of what is it that they want to achieve. Jesus, sometimes my English is weird. Sometimes my English isn't really all that manageable because, like, I feel like I speak English quite well, and I feel like I don't really struggle with English all that much, but sometimes I just say something so weird and so ridiculous, or sometimes I just fuck up and I'm not able to say the thing that I want to say, so it's weird. It's actually also a very interesting learning experience in a sense where these videos help me improve my English, and these videos help me to kind of be a little bit more constructive with the way that I speak, because I feel like my problem quite often is that I don't really think before I say something, and then I fuck up because I also speak quite quickly, so sometimes I don't give myself enough time to think. But then when you make these videos, when you film these videos, and when you don't really want to fuck up all that much, you actually force yourself to think about what is it that you're actually trying to say. And that has helped me a little bit in my private life as well, because now I'm just generally a little bit more thoughtful with the things that I say. Anyways, you should have a dream, you should have something to chase, and once you're going to have a dream and something to chase, I feel like your life is going to become significantly better. Thank you for watching the video, and see you guys in the next one.